Warning, this content is rated for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. This video is sponsored by GrowAce.com. They've introduced the AirCube ebb and flow system, which is the perfect solution for your hydroponic gardening needs. With customizable options from 6 to 36 sites, this system offers efficient water and nutrient delivery to your plants. And with our exclusive discount code, BENHIGH5, you can get 5% off any AirCube system build. And because today's online community is such a dangerous place to shop, that discount code may no longer be valid. And if that's the case, be sure to check the description for the updated version. Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Ben, and I like to chase big buds. If this is your first time stopping by, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. All right, so let's go ahead and get everything out of this tent and then get this. We're gonna start with the reservoir. So we're gonna unbox this reservoir first. So this part right here is the connector for the tap outlet. This is the part that everybody that I've been watching on YouTube get messed up and end up with a leak in their garden. But we're gonna try to do our best and make sure that this doesn't happen. So make sure you watch the whole video so you can know how to prevent this problem from happening in your garden. Okay, so like I said, we are gonna set up this reservoir. The first thing we have to do is set up the tap outlet. But if we follow the instructions exactly as they're presented, we will run into a leak. So we have to understand we're dealing with hydroponics. And when we're dealing with hydroponics, we have to secure this water somehow, some way. Okay, so this is how this package comes set up. It comes with this ribbon right here, which the instruction manual does not really give a clear definition of what this is. And if you don't already know, you wouldn't know. But this right here is Teflon tape. And so what we're supposed to do with this is wrap the thread of this connector that goes to the tap outlet. We're supposed to wrap the thread with this Teflon tape. And I'm not sure if that would prevent a leak or not. I have no idea because I did not do it. So while I have never shown RDWC on my channel, I am well versed in recirculating deep water culture. And so when it comes to hydroponics, I'm always, I actually was prepared to set up a RDWC system for my channel. I just never did it. And so I had this bonding material, which you can see on the screen. It is called water weld. It will set underwater. And I ended up using this. So we have no leaks, and that's how that worked. All right, moving on. So right here, we're setting up the frame of this reservoir. We have these poles that came in parts of 2, and then a connecting piece in between. And then you can see in the bottom of the reservoir, there is a placement mat, if you will, for each pole. So we're gonna place them into their individual places, and we will move on from there. So it seems as though we could definitely fit 6 of these buckets in a 4x4. And we'll see how it works out. Let's move on to the brain controller. So we're still just trying to figure out the configuration in here. All of this is a project. So once we get there, we'll move on. And if you have made it this far in the video, then lately you must have been chasing big buds, yeah? If you like what you see so far, and you're not already a subscriber, what the hell is you waiting on? Push the button already. All right, so now we're just testing the reservoir out. We have to fill it up halfway, and then turn the tap outlet in an upright position, which I already sealed it. Like I said earlier in the video, I took the water bond and water seal, whatever it's called, and I sealed it. So I already know that there are going to be no leaks, but just to show face, we're gonna do a little what do you call it, a time lapse or a speed reel. I'm gonna place this camera right here for just over 10 minutes, which should be adequate time, and we're gonna see what happens.
These pounds that I pack up a duffel, I'm growing these shoes and ain't talking about truffles. Got here for nothing, I came from the struggle. Based up a dog and I cannot be muzzled. Show off for what, but you know who I am. They really just talking, I'm really the man. How you gonna win when you ain't got a plan? So I'm buying up houses and buying up land. I'm making this constant, I'm sponsored by brands. I'm living so good cause they paying me bands. I don't wear designers like Nike's Advance.
All right, so now we're gonna connect the reservoir to the brain controller. We have step 1 right here basically done, and we are moving into step 2. But one thing I did learn from season 1 that I'm carrying over to season 2 is you want to keep this brain controller aligned with the buckets on the same level. And most grow tents, this zipper right here starts off at least 3 inches off of the ground. So I had this Amazon Basics paper sitting, and I finally found a reason to use it. So it's gonna be the same way inside of the tent with the Amazon Basics paper. All of these buckets are sitting on top of these unused printer paper. But if you have some other way to keep these buckets and the brain controller level without having to make an incision into your tent, by all means. All right, so we're moving on to, we're gonna connect the reservoir to the brain controller. And what we're gonna do here, as I'm watching actually, what I notice is, it's probably better to just connect the fill pump and then drop it down to the bottom of the reservoir and then do your measuring out. I'm just following the instructions as they are presented, but as I'm looking over this, I'm thinking, well, it probably would have been more, efficient to just do that in the beginning and then do your measuring and then proceed from there. But either way it go, everything worked out. So right now I'm just trying to measure this out, but it wasn't the easiest thing to do. Like I said, had I connected the pump, it would have been anchored down to the bottom of the reservoir, and I would have had a better idea of what exact measurement I needed. But like I said, it all worked out. So this is what I'm doing. I'm just cutting with my pipe cutter, my PVC pipe cutter, and I'm just cutting this hose in the desired length that I measured up, and it actually ended up being perfect. So okay, so what we're doing now is we're putting the vacuum brake barb elbow into the fill drain tube. This is to ensure that the water does not backflow into the brain controller. All right, so what we're doing here is we're connecting the drain pump. It comes with 3 different connectors. Each pump comes with 3 different connectors. And there's one that's specific for the size of the tubing that we're using. And that's the one that I have connected to the pump. And then we have measured out some tubing to fit directly in between this pump and the top of this brain controller. And we are going to apply that and move on. So for anyone who wants to know, it was about 12 inches of tubing between the pump and the lid of the brain controller. All right, so now we're gonna connect this drain pump to, well, we don't have to connect it to anything, but we have to send it to the reservoir. And so we already did most of these parts of step 1. We're going to connect this fill drain to this side, and then the drain pump, which is already connected, as you can see. We're going to connect another part of the tubing. We're going to measure that out and then just send it to the reservoir. So what I'm doing here is I am connecting the plug for the drain pump, which is located in the advanced controller. I'm plugging that up to the drain outlet, which is located on the smart box. And then I'm taking the cord for the fill pump, which is located in the reservoir. And I'm plugging that up to the outlet for the fill pump, also located on the smart box. And right now I'm connecting the tubing, which is coming from the fill pump located in the reservoir. I'm connecting that to the fill drain on the lid of the advanced controller. So the instructions call for us to put a straight connector on each side of this advanced brain controller. But since my tent is located on the left side or the right side, whatever perspective you're looking from, of this brain controller, we're gonna just move it to the other side. We're going to connect these rubber grommets to these buckets, and then connect the T connectors to the bottom of each bucket, and then we'll move on from there. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm gonna connect the tubing to the bottom of these buckets. They say that you wanna create a loop. And so while we have the two straight connectors that are coming from the brain controller, we're gonna have one go into one part of the bucket, loop it around to the rest of these buckets, and then from the last bucket, we'll send it over to the other straight connector that is, like I said, connected to the brain controller. All right, so we got the first set done. We're moving on to this next set. We'll do this, we'll connect these two, and then we will connect the 4 of them, and then we'll loop it. Like I said, we're gonna create a loop, and then we'll send it back to the brain controller. All right, so now that we got that all done, it's time to test this system out, and that's what we're gonna do. So we have this brain controller. We're gonna switch up to the upright position, which is gonna initiate the fill cycle, as you can see, and we're gonna see how this all works out. So here we are, and these girls are fully germinated. We got a few more than just the 4, but we picked the best ones. And I do have to go inside of the brain controller and lower that leveler so that the water is not as exposed on top of these rocks, because algae is still something to be concerned about, no matter what growing method you're using. And so this process right here of germination took 7 days, from putting the seeds in the solo cups to getting them in these buckets. And so as you can see by the video, we're giving these girls 3 feedings a day, 30 minutes per feeding, so an hour and a half every 24 hours. So here we are 11 days later, and at this point, these girls are getting 4 feedings per day. And so 11 days later, this is what these girls look like. I'd say we're definitely early in the vegetative stage, and they're looking extremely uniform. And so I did lower that leveler inside of the brain controller so that the water is not sitting right under these top rocks, the top level or layer of rocks. So we don't have to worry about algae at all. And of course, I'm using these new expandable clay pebbles. This is not Mother Earth, but I was willing to try something new. And like I said, I went to my local grocery store for these. And no matter what city and town you live in, you have a local grocery store. And you don't always have to buy on Amazon. Support small businesses first. And of course, we're in the AC Infinity tent with this AC Infinity Evo 6 sitting above these girls quite far because they are still really young, and this is a very powerful light. So while I only have the light set to about 20%, these marshmallow mountains are still babies, and you don't want to give a baby steak. But yeah, these girls look mature enough at this point for me to call this week 1 of veg. All right, so here we are 7 days later, back in this AC Infinity 4x4 tent, and we have 13 minutes before this light turns off. And at that point, we will be entering into week 3 of the vegetative stage. And so this last week has went phenomenally, and these girls are growing very rapidly and seem to have a nice, robust look to them. We have 4 different phenotypes, and like I said earlier, the uniformity that is shared between these 4 different phenotypes, it is hard to put a label on it, or even put it in words, if you will. As you can see, all of these girls are identical, and like I said, we have 13 minutes before the light goes out, so you have these 3 girls that are looking a little droopy, but they're just getting ready for bed, if you will. And this one over here, she's just an all-nighter, it seems like. And here we have this brain controller. It is on a drain cycle, and as you can see, we are still giving these girls 4 feedings a day at 30 minutes per feeding, so 2 hours every 24 hours. So here we are on episode 3 of this AirCube run with the exotic genetics. We're running some Marshmallow Mountain, and when you take a look at this advanced brain controller on this AirCube system, you can see that we're giving these girls 4 feedings a day at 30 minutes per feeding. As well, each feeding is providing 10 milliliters of Sensi Cal Mag Extra by Advanced Nutrients and 10 milliliters of the Flora Series by General Hydroponics, as well as 2.5 milliliters of Orca by Plant Success. Yep, and we are currently on week 2 of veg. Let's move along. All right, so it's been another week, and these girls are currently in the 3rd week of veg, and this is what they look like, sitting under this AC Infinity Evo 6 with the Evo diodes, and we have these 2 fans. They're set to about 4, or 3 or 4, so they're not really blowing too hard. They're still young, so we don't want to give them too much aggression. at this stage. But yeah, they're 3 weeks into veg, and this is what the feeding schedule is looking like. We did add another 2 feedings per day, and right now I have it on manual drain because I am about to make some adjustments. So we are going to feed this girl on today. We did double the amount of nutrients in the nutrient solution. So this is what we are giving these girls right now. Currently 20 milliliters of Sensi-Cal Mag Extra by Advanced Nutrients, 20 milliliters of the Flora Series by General Hydroponics, and 10 milliliters of Orca by Plant Success. And so just like in a DWC system or a recirculating DWC system, it is necessary to check the pH and readjust on the daily basis. And so that's what I'm doing because I just don't want these girls to get out of whack. So we're just going to make sure that the pH is set to around 6. And I'm satisfied with that. I would like to go to about 5.8, but 6 is good for veg and for bloom. And so here's how these girls are looking on week 4 of veg. Nice and stout. Like I said in the last episode, very uniform between all 4 of them. Not sure how many people who are watching understand how the F1s and S1s and S2s and F2s and the different variations that come into the phenotype families or genealogy. I'm not sure how many of you all pay attention to how that works, but it does seem like we have some S1s in this tent right here based on uniformity. And so there was someone in the comment section asking why I wait so late to feed my plants. And the one thing I will say that I learned early in my grow process is you can always add more nutrients, but once a plant is overfed, you can't take nutrients away. So I try to avoid burnt tips as well. I try to avoid deficiencies. But based on taste, I would rather smoke an underfed plant than an overfed plant. I hope you all understand what I just said. Moving right along. So we are in week 5, and we are currently giving these girls 3 hours of feedings per day. It is currently on the fill cycle, so the feeding is taking place at the moment, as you can see based on this reservoir being empty, if you will. And we are feeding the girls the same thing that we saw before, 20 milliliters of each and 10 milliliters of the other. And this is what they look like. It has been 2 weeks, so we are in week 5 of veg. We are going to be switching to bloom very soon. They certainly are ready, and based on the package, these girls will be in flower for 56 to 63 days total. It is a 70-30 indica. The mother is Baker's Dozen. The reverso, or the father, is Gary Poppins. It is, once again, this is called Marshmallow Mountain. And this is what they look like. I am also showing you that the AC Infinity tent, this is a 4x4 AC Infinity tent, comes with the double flaps on the sides, so you can open, basically, you can open this tent from all sides except for the very back, which makes it very convenient for easy access to parts that you would not have access to. I know last run with the AirCube system, I was not able to get to the 2 plants in the back, so my normal method of defoliation, which starts at the bottom, was not able to take place in the back of the tent. But this time, we're definitely going to get to these girls back here, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down there. Yeah, down there, all the way down there. Yep, good clones, if you will. But yeah, this girl up here is the one in the front on the left. Big leather leaves. And so what do y'all think? Is now a good time to ask you to smash the like button and subscribe if my content is bringing any type of value to you. It would be greatly appreciated. And so this light is set to 50%, which is representative of 250 watts. And we're going to go into flower right now. All right, so it's been 10 days. We are dead center in the middle of 2 weeks of flower with this tint. It's just looking real lovely. These two girls over here on the left are just super stretchy. I'm hoping that they stay inside of the tent, right? And then you have these two girls on the right, which seem to be, I don't know, they're just taking their time. They all look super healthy. The new growth is showing itself kind of yellowish, but that's what new growth looks like when, with healthy plants. And this is just what the tint is looking like. It's looking lovely. Marshmallow Mountain by Exotic Genetics. And we're all good. It's all good over here. And so this is the brain controller. We're looking at the feeding schedule. Nothing has changed. Once again, we're giving them 4 hours of feedings per day based on the timer, as you can see. And like I was saying earlier in the video, if this thing will work, click on the Evo 6 button and look at the schedule. Actually, right here on the right, it says max 5 based on the schedule. The minimum is 0. That means the maximum is 50% of 500 watts, and the minimum is 0, which is off. All right, so as you can tell by the graphic, 15 days have gone by. And at this point, we are in week 4 of flower. This AC Infinity Ion Frame Evo 6 is set to 7, which is relative to about 350 watts, give or take. This is what the tint is looking like. Very green. Beautiful, lush green, big giant leaves, and bud is being created. This GrowAce AirCube system, we have been adjusting the feeding schedules as these plants grow. So at this point, as you can see, they are getting a minimum of 6 hours of flood every 24 hours. And I'm not sure that helps or makes any type of a difference because they're super healthy. These buds just don't seem like they're going to be big, which is something that I think might be written into the genetics. This strain is just not a big bud producer. And that's all right for me. As long as we get some quality buds out of this tent at the end of the day, I'm happy with that. But yeah, this takes 56 to 63 days, according to this package. And this is how things are looking at week 4 of flower. All right, here we are back in this AC Infinity tent. Things have bulked up quite nicely. Still has some work to do, but we're working on this feeding schedule right now. It is looking rather ridiculous. Yep. I tell you, my overall goal is just to make sure that the roots are getting what they need whenever they need it. Yeah. But this is what the tent is looking like. Beautiful stacking going on. We have some burnt edges up here. I am aware of the deficiency, but this late in flower, it is probably more wise to just finish these girls out. We're already in flush. These girls have been flushing for a few days now. And we're just gonna finish flush and see how things turn out. All right, so they have been chopped down. Not sure what happened to the footage, but I got this box over here for this Ion Frame Evo 6. It's gonna go back in the box along with everything else. And like I say, I did chop these girls down on March the 23rd. And the last time that we saw them alive was March the 10th. And so they did get chopped down 13 days after we saw them alive, so that would have made them, they were on week 8 when I chopped them. They were in the middle of week 8, and these are the two larger ones that have been drying since the 23rd. Today is the 7th of April, so from the 23rd to the 7th of April is 15 days. So they've been drying for 15 days. These are the two big ones. Like I said, I have these hanging in my Mars Hydro tent. And then the two smaller ones I have hanging in one of my Spider Farmer tents, because I'm using the other Spider Farmer tent to finish up the Red Hot Delight. But this is the one in my Spider Farmer tent. And this is how things look on day 15 of the dry period. And if you look at the temps, the temperature and the humidity, that's the overall temperature and humidity of the room. This is the small one in the Mars Hydro tent. The small, my 2x2 Mars Hydro tent. And like I was just saying, when it comes to the humidity in the room, overall, we kept the humidity at around 60% relative humidity. And we kept the temperatures around 60. Sometimes they got up to about 65, 67. But for the most part, we kept the temperatures around 60. So this is a hot day, 67 degrees. But as you can see, this relative humidity has been sitting at 60 the entire time. So this was a wonderful dry. I can tell you over practice, over time, keep practicing and keep trying over and over again. The drying period does become something that it gets easier. It gets easier. You get better with practice. I know it sounds so cliche, but with practice, you do get better. And I used to dry, and it was like, okay, well, because my environment is so shitty, I'm just going to bring them in early, and they would not be, the buds would not be fully dry, and I have a trim machine, and it does trim wet or dry, but it just doesn't do well when it's half wet, half dry. So just putting these buds, or these whole trees, take the whole tree and put it in the box, and then we're going to take it to the trim machine, and we're going to trim shit down. All right, so we will be bringing things over to the Yes Farm Model D trim machine. We do have to destem these buds first. Before, I don't know if that's obvious or not, but just want to make sure I'm clear about everything. These buds, everything over here has to be destemmed. So that's what we're going to do, and then I'll be back. So here is everything destemmed, and look how glorious things look. Very trichomy, if that's a word. Yeah, but so all we have to do at this point is just take handfuls at a time, and dump them into the Yes Farm Model D trim machine and let it go to work.
I've been chasing big birds. My name's Ben, and the homies show me big love. I'm worldwide, every hood, every big dog. Bells ring when the jet about to lift off. Lately I've been chasing big birds. Lately I've been chasing. Lately I've been chasing. Lately I've been chasing big birds. See, my affliction is deeper than some addiction, so I keep chasing big birds. You let that doctor keep filling up your prescription. See, I'm heavily medicated, but my medication is heavy sativa rated. Incredibly satisfying when you spin the bone, but all on your own supply. And I be lying if I ain't at least a fire couple crying asses. Ain't not in a suit and tie, but they come selling. I'm telling you, I ain't buying it. You got that fire, no doubt, but I ain't trying it. No need to try it, kid. Israel, I stole your blessing. A couple pounds on my side, but here's the question. 1 pound of good smoke, 1 pound of good lesson. Which pound sound like some shit to put you in the ground, clown? Lately I've been chasing big birds. My name's Ben, and the homies show me big love. I'm worldwide, every hood, every big dog. Bells ring when the jet about to lift off. Lately I've been chasing big birds. Lately I've been chasing. Lately I've been chasing big birds. Lately I've been chasing. God bless you, standing there like a statue. Indica or sativa, I'm chopping you, then I catch you. Hang you for 7 days. Take the camera and snap 2 pictures. Is for the IG. Talking my shit like Kyrie. Wait, talking my shit like Kanye. Wait, I'm talking my shit like yay. What's the strain of the month? I smoke on it every day. Blue cookie addiction. What the hell can I say? Bruce Banner, I grow it. Infuse a bottle of mow it. I'm the man and I know it. I kick rhymes like a poet, right? I got that flame like candles on your birthday. Shorty on my line and she want it in the worst way. Big buds cause I'm married, not thirsty. In the cut with the ounces of the OG. Y'all to know me, homie, I got that OG. Lately I've been chasing big birds. My name's Ben, and the homies show me big love. I'm worldwide, every hood, every big dog. Bells ring when the jet about to lift off. Lately I've been chasing big birds. Lately I've been chasing. Lately I've been chasing big birds.
All right, we have reached the end of this grow, and these buds, I am just going to leave them just as they are. I'm just super duper tired of hand trimming anything. I don't know if you can tell, but if you watch my videos, you can tell I don't like hand trimming at all. So like I say, these buds are just fine with me. I can apply the final hand trim just like you see me doing with my fingers on screen. And when I'm ready to smoke, that's exactly what I'll do. I'm not going to weigh this because it has all of this trim, and I know how the community is. You can't weigh that bud with that trim. It ain't the same. It's a whole different. Yeah, so that's just how that's going to play out. I can tell you for a fact I got about 7, maybe 8 ounces of these really tiny buds all together. And, you know, this bag right here, you got to go through it and find those little buds that's in that trim if you want it, which I did because it was really good. And here we are with this jar right here. This is 11 days later. This is 11 days after I put everything in the Grove bags. I'm about to trim down the Red Hot Delight, and we're just showing how these buds look. Like I said, I got about 7-8 ounces. If I'm being honest, I'm dropping this video in June. I'm dropping this video late June and got to this point and I still got about 2 ounces. So at this point, I would like to say thank you to my good friends at GrowAce.com for a second season, and I would also like to say thank you to all my subscribers. I will see you on season 3. Take care.